Here we go again then, Elliot.
The boys are back in town. Open up your rubbish bin and fish this one out. It's the Everyday Life podcast.
Oh, what a classic intro there, Elliot. Well, yeah, they soon come around, don't they?
They do.
Can't believe it's number 17.
Like a boomerang.
But anyway, today's subject, well, it's a subject very close to my heart, isn't it?
It is.
It's called Keeping Britain Tidy and Bins.
Wow.
And this subject is literally
Endless.
Right, that's enough of that.
Before we begin, a very big well done to Josie BW for making it to the end of the last podcast. You are rewarded with a brand new smoking hot episode.
Yeah, well done, Josie, and all the other listeners or listener who managed to make it through the last one. That was social media, wasn't it, the last one? Yeah, well, Elliot, before we start talking about keeping Britain tidy,
yes,
you've got something you want to ask me, haven't you?
Yes, so before we chat about all that, what do you love about bins? And how on earth did the nickname Dustbin Dave come about?
Well, how long have you got? How long is this podcast allowed? Is it allowed 6 hours? No, probably not. Well, basically, what I love about bins, I love the variety of bins you get, from your home wheelies to the council bins you see around your town centre, right up to the fun, wacky bins that you see. You see them in a lot of seaside towns, especially. And I just love the unique. Every bin has its own unique quality, and it's just great to see them out and about, and the locations you get with them. I love the different shapes, the different sizes, and wherever you go, they just pop up. I'm constantly looking out for them. And as for the nickname, Dustbin Dave, well, my run and swim friend Joanne actually gave me that nickname.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, after my photographing bins hobby came out, like in the national media and that, and I set up the Bins Fantastic page for people to send in photos, she started calling me Dustbin Dave, and that name stuck. So it went on from there, really. And
it's a suitable name.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and obviously, with the Bins Fantastic Facebook page, I've been lucky enough for a lot of the general public to send in their photos of bins from all around the world. And so far, with the help of the general public, we've got over 4,000 photos of bins.
Wow.
But do you look out for them, Elliot? Do you look out with my hobby, obviously, of photographing them? And has that rubbed off on you?
Well, everywhere other people go, people want to know where they come from and who they are. But everywhere I go, I'm on the lookout for bins.
And you took one the other day as well, didn't you, in front of a friend?
Yeah, I do look out for them. It's become natural habit.
Yeah, it is an addiction, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Once you start looking out for them, you can't stop. And a lot of people have admitted that. I mean, I sort of love all of them, really. I do like the fun ones, because that's what initially started me on this journey, when I saw a bin in the design of a Fab Lolly, and everyone knows that story. And I took a photo of it and thought, wow, that is a decent bin. And the collection slowly started from there. And apart from like the fun, wacky ones, it went on to literally any bin, which it is now, which includes your home bins, what you have in your rooms, and of course the classic wheelie bin as well. But we're going to come up early doors with a quick random fact from Elliot.
Here we go then. The first ever wheelie bin was invented in 1968 by Frank Rotherham Mouldings to transport waste around a factory in Slough, UK.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first ever wheelie bin, that one.
Wow, that was a really interesting fact.
That was excellent. Well, at the end of the day, you can't beat a decent wheelie.
You can't.
I just love a wheelie bin. Now, I have heard from the bin men that there is a correct way or a preferred way of having those wheelies with the handles facing out, so they can obviously easily grab them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and what I love about wheelies as well is the council badges on the front.
Yeah.
I love collecting those photos and seeing the various locations and the different councils. And I love it how the wheelies change from area to area.
Yeah.
I mean, here, yeah, we've got the green for recycling, black general waste, brown for garden waste. Another area, it might be like blue for recycling. Or it could be black for garden waste or whatever. And they could have the smaller slimline designs.
Yeah.
And of course, in other areas, some areas don't even have wheelies. They have like the boxes or the bags or the different recycling bags, all for the different items that they have. But wheelie bins in general, yeah, just find them fascinating. So that's a great random fact there, Elliot.
Yes.
To kick this one off. And as for keeping Britain tidy, yeah.
Yes. What can we all do to keep Britain tidy?
Well, I think what everyone could do as a member of the general public, obviously use any bins provided, what you've got for your litter, and just generally be aware and think of the environment. And also you could join a local litter picking group to help clean up your area for starters. I see, before we talk about that, I mean, this does annoy me. A couple of weeks ago, I saw a young lad, maybe about 12, he got out of a supermarket car park and just chucked his drink can in the hedge. Oh. So it's people like that, and it's all age groups who we just need to educate, maybe.
Yes.
So
definitely.
we just need to educate them from an early age, maybe, or with just basic principles of using a bin. If you've got some rubbish, don't just chuck it away.
Yeah.
Find a bin at least, or if you can't find a bin, just stick it in your pocket or take it home or put it in a bag. There's no need to keep on chucking litter everywhere. But yeah, with the beach cleans or general litter picking, we go to a local one, Elliot, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Which one do we go to?
Norfolk Beach Cleans.
Yep, Norfolk Beach Cleans, and that's run by Emma Sturman, who does a great job. There's various beach cleans, and we have quite a fun time with that, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like a bit of a social couple of hours out as well, isn't it? And it's,
yeah, looking out for the best find.
Yeah, we often have the find of the day, don't we?
Yeah. The other day, last time we went, I found a football in the hedge.
Yep. And we found some really old cans, like back from the 90s as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Found all sorts of stuff. But that's a really good way to help your local environment. And even if you just do it monthly, that will help clean up your local area. Or even just, litter picking on your own in general. But basically, just be aware.
Yes.
To use the bins provided.
Even if that means walking an extra 5 minutes to a bin.
Yes, exactly. And we have got an interesting fact here now. Do you fancy an interesting fact, Elliot?
Go on then.
Well, folks,
hit me with it.
The UK generates a large amount of waste, with households alone producing over 26 million tonnes annually. And around 44% of this waste is recycled. Now, with recycling, we will cover recycling in a future episode, because that subject is endless too. And around 14 million tonnes of municipal waste is sent to landfill annually.
New vocabulary.
Yep. So, Elliot, for the listener, what is municipal waste?
Yes, well, hello, Dictionary Corner over here. Municipal waste is collected and treated by local authorities. It includes waste from households, businesses, and the community as a whole.
Well, there you go, folks. That's a little fact there about municipal waste. And we have a blinding random fact here now, don't we?
Oh, this is next level. Give me something for this.
Oh,
one.
yeah. What can we find on here? What do you fancy? Do you fancy a little fanfare, Elliot? All right, here we go. An amazing random fact coming up live from Elliot.
Only 1% of Sweden's rubbish is sent to landfills. That's 1 in every 200 tonnes. By burning waste, another 52% is converted into energy, and the remaining 47% gets recycled.
Wow.
The amount of energy generated from waste alone provides heating to 1 million homes and electricity to 250,000.
Wow, that's an amazing fact, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just on top.
They are ahead. I think Europe and Scandinavia especially are ahead of the UK.
Scandinavia especially,
Yeah, I've always thought UK are a bit behind the times with bins and everything to do with recycling. Even we're trying, there's loads of people out there who are trying their hardest. But, Europe do seem to be ahead of us, don't they?
Yeah, streets are too messy here.
Yeah, oh yeah. The UK streets are awful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Actually, litter everywhere.
Hives of rubbish.
Yeah, and it's just not nice, is it? I mean, for starters, it creates vermin. Vermin gets into that, will be attracted to that, for starters. And with Europe in general as well, the bins I do get sent in, they always comment on how clean their streets are. And they seem to have quite futuristic bins as well. I know in Holland, they have the bins where the rubbish goes underground. They have special bins on the surface, obviously, and the waste all goes underground. I think they have been trialled in the UK with what's called super bins. Mm-hmm. So that's another interesting fact. But yeah, definitely overall, I think the UK could improve big time, couldn't it?
We're slacking.
We are slacking, so we'll trying hard, aren't we, to do our little bit to help the environment and everything. And of course, it's your home bins as well. It's not just your outside bins.
Yeah.
Where you want to keep that area clean. You know, obviously you want to keep your house clean, and it's interesting to see people's home bins.
Yeah.
I mean, what have we got in our house? For example, we've got bin in the kitchen.
Bin in every room.
Pretty much in every room, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you like our home bins, Elliot?
I do. We've got a good system to it.
We have. And, of course, we've got this classic fab bin here, haven't we? This one here.
The thing that started it all.
Yep. And this doubles up into our own unique recycling system. Now, on the bottom of it, we've got last year's leftover Christmas alcohol. That's right at the bottom. We don't touch that. On top of that, we have a little bag for cans and bottles. And with those cans and bottles, we take them to the local bottle bank down at Caister playing field. And that eventually goes to help maintain the playing field. That gets generated into money for them, into like the charity. And on top of that, we have a bag for soft plastics.
Yes, this is a big one.
Yeah, which we take to our local supermarket. So our fab bin really does a fab job, doesn't it?
Yes.
With our own little unique recycling system. And we've also got this little one. We've got a little, on the cover, folks, of this podcast, we've got 3 bins on there. One of them is this dusty bin. Designed from the classic 3-2-1 programme for those older listeners. And this one was given to me by Trevor Wilson and Russell Ray from Great Yarmouth North Beach Park Run, and it's still being used.
Very cool bin.
Yeah. I just use that. It just goes around with me sometimes for little photos. And then, of course, the other one that I did have here earlier, the Keep Calm and Bin It. That's another classic tile collection. I was lucky enough to run the 2023 marathon with that on my back to try and promote bin awareness. Although I think I was just lost in the crowd. No one really took any interest whatsoever. But, you know, they're probably just thinking, what on earth is he doing with a bin on his back? But I sort of tried and enjoyed that experience. And, of course, we've got our outside bins in it.
Yes.
We've got the classic. Well, I'm going to let Elliot tell this. What colour wheelie, Elliot, do we have for recycling?
Recycling is green, which I think is just right.
Yeah, I think it is. And we've got the standard 40 litre size, haven't we? And always like to brighten them.
If you say so.
Yeah, always like to brighten them up a bit. We've got a couple of stickers on them, haven't we?
Stickers, make it fun.
Yeah, I thought I might bring a little smile to the bin men.
You've got one with a smiley face on it.
Yep.
That's a good one.
And we've got the brown bin, the garden waste with a few like animals on it, haven't we? Of course, we've got the classic black general waste bin with the Great Yarmouth Council badge. So basically, and we've got the swing top bin in the kitchen, haven't we?
Yes, classic that.
And a little basket bin in the bathroom. So home bins equally as important as your outside bins, really.
Yeah.
So, have we got anything else, Elliot, you would like to add?
I thought it was only right if we talked a bit more about keeping Britain tidy.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Keep Britain Tidy is an environmental charity
Yes.
that was established in 1954. It aims to keep streets, beaches and parks clean and safe for people and wildlife. That's a very good...
That is brilliant. Yeah, that's a great fact, that one, Elliot. And of course, they've recently had their Great British Spring Clean, haven't they?
Yes.
Which we helped out with as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been going for a while, isn't it? Keep it tidy. But
very long time.
Yeah, a lot of people are interested in that and do sign up for it and do help it. So yeah, folks, if you're out there and you're thinking of joining a local group, like we said earlier, there's a lot of litter picking groups out there, and it's a good fun time, and you get to meet people and socialise, as well as keeping your area tidy, which is obviously very important. As we mentioned earlier, rubbish can attract vermin. Using bins, obviously, it reduces landfill waste, and it minimises pollution, of course.
Yes.
And it's just nice in general just to see your streets clean and tidy instead of
it's just
littered.
nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Better quality of life.
That's right.
They're happier over in Scandinavia.
They are.
They're happier.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? It's so futuristic over there. I mean, I think I'd just be blown away.
Yeah, looks lovely.
I'll tell you what. Before my photographing bins hobby, before I'd even thought about that, I did go to Denmark on a college trip. It was about 2 days, I think. And always back then, I was early 20s, and I was thinking, wow, these streets are so clean.
Yeah.
That was way back then.
They've always been that way.
I always had that memory of Denmark about the clean streets and everything. So, yeah, definitely the UK, we've got to step up.
Yeah. If everyone just does a little bit, giving up their time, then we can do something about it.
I mean, the other day, again, apart from that youngster who's chucking his can, I saw someone chucking, I think it was a banana skin, literally out the car window.
Yeah, people don't care.
I know, that's the thing. What can we do to make people care? I mean, we can bang on and on and on, and then it still happens. Why is it all still happening? What do you think, Elliot?
Oh, I think that genuinely people just don't care about the environment.
Yes.
They can't be bothered with it. If they chuck it out the window, it's not their problem anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's just really sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think possibly the only thing I can think of is lectures from an early age. At school, just start them early and keep it as a 40-year project or something. Start it from 5, 6 years old. Maybe not just once a year, every week or every 2 weeks, just so it keeps in their mind and they keep on hearing it and keep on hearing it. And then we might eventually get somewhere. And of course, maybe for the adults as well, just advertise or have little adverts, maybe like the classic Keep Britain Tidy adverts.
Education.
So educate people more.
Yeah, there's fines for littering, but you don't often hear of them being put in place necessarily.
No, not at all.
It's just more of a threat.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So there's plenty to think about, isn't there?
Yeah, and people with their dog waste. They pick it up in the bag and then toss it in the bush. Yeah. What good is that?
Yeah, that's the most annoying thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because when we're doing our beach cleans, we can't get them because they're too tangled up and far in the bush.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they certainly chuck them a fair way, don't they?
Yeah, this is a stupid thing to say, but if you're going to litter, put it where someone can pick it up.
Yes, that's right. And, that's probably the most annoying thing with our beach cleans. I mean, that is probably a good half of the bags we get is the little dog poo bags. I mean, fair enough, at least they pick it up, the dog poo, and put it in a bag, but that's only 50% of the job. All they've got to do is walk to the nearest bin, and there's plenty of bins about in this area.
Carry the hook on your pinky.
Yeah. Why are people so lazy and can't even make it to a bin, and they just lob it in the hedge?
Just stupid.
For people like us to pick out. And, and poor old Emma, of course, at the other end, who has to go through all the bags.
Yeah.
And so that is annoying, seeing the dog poo bags, isn't it? And of
Yeah.
course, when you're walking to school as well, that little road you walk
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I see a lot of bottles and cans in this bush,
Yes.
and I eye them up, and I'm like, oh, beach clean Saturday.
Yep.
I'm gonna get all of you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it can be a bit addictive, that as well, can't it?
Yeah.
The little picking. I mean, when we're actually doing it, we start off in the car park, don't we?
Yeah.
And if we see a whole load of litter about, we think, wow, look at that.
Yeah, I often find hives of bottles in the car park, for instance, evidence of some sort of party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. Keep it coming.
There is. We sort of go quite a little way around our area, don't we? Start off near the beach and then we venture further, like inland a little bit to the prime suspects.
Yes.
That we sort of know. And we always come back with a heavy bag and the little plastic top that fastens the bag that often snaps open because the bag gets heavy.
Yeah, it does with you, never for me.
No. Perhaps I'll just go for the heavy sort of stuff, but we get deep down and dirty, don't we, with that? You know, we get right in the hedges, right in the brambles, and trample them down to get to various waste that we do see. But
yes, it's got to be done.
It's got to be done. But overall, in general, especially with the environment and just making the area look clean and tidy. It's just it's not brain science, is it? Not rocket science, I mean, not brain science. What's brain science? Well, there is a brain science, isn't there? It's not rocket science, is it?
It's not rocket science.
No. It's just obvious things to do in your everyday life.
Whoa, it's almost like that's the title of the podcast series.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely. Well, speaking of the podcast series, we're probably coming to the end of everyday life.
Yes, which
today,
you'll be glad to know. Sorry, what? You'll be really sad to know that we're coming to an end.
Yes, and folks, if you do have any pictures of your bins, you're welcome to send them into our Facebook page, binsfantastic.com, where you can message or email and we will post it and mention your name and say where it's from. Or if you want to comment on this show or want to comment on any future ones, just please email binsfantastic2022@yahoo.com. And thank you for listening before I hand you over to Elliot.
Yes, we can now officially say, been there, done that with this episode. Please recycle this podcast at your nearest music platform into other material.
Oh dear. Well, that was a classic lit when there, Elliot.
Gotta add a few puns in.
Definitely, you do. And, well, we had a little chat about bins, don't we?
Yeah, people don't want to listen to us ramble on
No.
much longer than 23 minutes.
Yeah, everyone's heard me ramble on about bins for too long now, so we kept that bit short, and
Keep it short and sweet, less is more.
Exactly. The keeping Britain tidy thing in it, important to get that in, wasn't it?
Yes, very important.
And of course, I look forward to the recycling one.
Yes.
That'd be a good one. So we'll be continuing this subject in a little way, won't we?
You lucky, lucky, lucky lot.
Definitely not. Well, for the next podcast, Ellen, we've got loads of subjects, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a big old list.
We've got loads of subjects from everyday life.
So keep tuned for them.
Yep, will do. Well then, folks, we will leave you to it. We'll get out of your hair and let you get on with your
everyday life.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.